Welcome back to Too Long to Read, the European Policy Center's video explainer series on key enlargement issues. In today's episode, we turn to OLAF and EPPO, the EU investigative and prosecution institutions, to examine their role in the Western Balkans. The EU injects billions of euros into the Western Balkans. But there is a problem. Not all of the money is used as intended. According to Transparency International's 2024 Corruption Perceptions Index, the Western Balkans remains the region with pronounced corruption. New corruption scandals keep emerging regularly, including allegations surrounding the 2024 canopy collapse in Novi Sad, which resulted in 16 deaths. So how is the EU trying to fight back? Enter two powerful watchdogs, the European Anti-Fraud Office, or OLAF, and the European Public Prosecutor's Office, EPPO. OLAF is the EU's anti-fraud office. Think of it as the financial detective who investigates misuse of EU money anywhere in the world where EU money is spent, and then gives recommendations for financial, administrative, or judicial follow-up. OLAF's authority to act in the Western Balkans comes directly from the EPA framework agreements, which give it clear jurisdiction to investigate potential misuse of EU pre-accession funds. Moreover, the Reform and Growth Facility, as part of the new growth plan, has further reaffirmed this, explicitly confirming OLAF's jurisdiction in cases of fraud, corruption, or misuse of EU funds. Between 2014 and 2024, OLAF ran 71 investigations in the Western Balkans, while from 2022 to 2024 alone, OLAF issued 12 recommendations based on 22 completed investigations. The most notable cases include exposing irregularities in agricultural subsidies in Albania, freezing 122 million euros in IPAR 3 funds. In North Macedonia, it uncovered problems in Erasmus Plus worth over 2 million euros. These examples demonstrate that OLAF's work in the region yields tangible results. The European Public Prosecutor's Office, EPPO, is the EU's criminal prosecutor for cases involving EU funds. It was created in 2017 and became operational in 2021. Led by Laura Kövesi as the first European Chief Prosecutor. Although the EPPO is primarily intended to operate in participating member states, specific legal provisions, nonetheless, give it jurisdiction over offences committed even outside the EU. Under Article 23 of the EPPO regulation, the EPPO may claim jurisdiction if an offence is in whole or partly committed on EU territory, or if it is committed abroad by a suspect who is a national of an EU member state or an EU staff member whose country allows extraterritorial prosecution. This is particularly relevant for EU pre-accession funds. These are usually dispersed from Belgium or Luxembourg, meaning that any fraud affecting them can be treated as if part of the criminal conduct occurred inside the EU, since the financial damage is suffered by the EU institutions located there. As a result, extraterritorial jurisdiction is established that grants the EPPO competence to address EU funding-related offences in any candidate country. These legal arrangements have already translated into a growing operational footprint of the EPPO in the Western Balkans. These include the Novi Sad railway project, which is under scrutiny for the suspected misuse of EU funds, as well as a case in Montenegro where, in May 2025, authorities froze the villa and the company shares of Czech national over alleged abuse of EU subsidies. As EU funding to the region grows, EPPO's presence will expand, making deeper judicial cooperation increasingly essential. Both OLAF and the EPPO work to protect the EU's financial interests, but they do so in different ways. When OLAF uncovers signs of criminal offense, the case is handed over to the EPPO. From that point on, the EPPO leads a criminal investigation. But cooperation goes both ways. When the EPPO is preparing a prosecution, it can ask OLAF to perform additional administrative investigations, such as audits or document reviews, to strengthen the case. And what happens if the EPPO decides not to prosecute? In that situation, OLAF can still act. It can recommend freezing or recovering EU funds through the European Commission, ensuring that financial damage to the EU budget is still addressed. As EU funds are set to continue flowing into the region, stronger oversight becomes critical. The EU's next 2028 to 2034 MFF is expected to bring a significant increase in funding compared to the current 13.8 billion euros to the region, and without strong anti-fraud checks, corruption risks could spiral. However, with OLAF and EPPO, there is an opportunity to ensure that funds are spent as intended, rather than diverted into private pockets. So, what could be done to improve cooperation between the Western Balkans and OLAF and EPPO? Insist on full institutional cooperation with OLAF and the EPPO. Integrate cooperation with OLAF and the EPPO into EU accession benchmarks. Improve the Commission's reporting on candidates' cooperation with these institutions. Make EPPO membership a binding clause in future accession treaties. Promote public visibility of anti-fraud reporting tools and OLAF and EPPO's efforts. For more information, we invite you to access the publication by clicking the link in the description. Thanks for watching. This was too long to read, your shortcut to understanding EU enlargement.